Good morning. I was thinking about the benefits and dangers of routine because I think a lot of people don't rely on their memory. A lot of people rely on habit and routine to perform so much. And like if they see something different than how they're used to doing it, their first thought is that's wrong. And when you try to explain like, oh no, like this is just another way to do it, it's almost like they're threatened. And she'll like, well, let me just show you. And you show them and you're like, well, I guess that can work. And I'm like, well, can it work? Or did you just watch it work? It's like, oh, well, yeah, I watched it work. I'm like, so can you admit that works? And they look like hesitant. Like they're like loyalty to a pattern that they've developed. I don't know. But every time I find like a new way to do something that seems to work really well, part of me is almost afraid that my brain will like click on that, say like, oh, this is the best way. Like when I get out of the shower, I spread out the shower curtain as far as I could go and kind of shake it from the inside. And you can feel a huge amount of water come off. And I'm running the fan as well. And then I leave the heat on, and there's a heat vent in the shower, in the bathroom. So heat's blowing in there, hot air's blowing in there. It has a vent coming out the top, and so the whole room could kind of dry out to prevent mold from forming. And that's fine, right? But like, then there's also like once a week maybe spray things down with a solution. There's different things you could add to it, different ways you could do it. Oh, for instance, you could take the shower curtain down and throw it in the washing machine whenever you feel like it. Oh. Like, I've often met people that get so, like, one of the phrases I don't like in life is, well, the way I do it is, because what often I discover when I start asking questions of like, well, I could think of 3 other ways to do this one thing. Have you tried those 3 other ways? They're like, oh, no, I don't need to because the way I do it is. I'm like, no, Howard, I heard you. I heard the way you did it. Like, do you want to talk about these 3 other ways? And they're like, oh, I don't need to. Reminds me of a quote. What do these people do with all their free time? You know, you could apply that to so much, you know, like so much of human behavior or ideas and concepts. Like, it sounds like it's like this massive time saver. So what do you do with all that free time? Once you've figured out how to tie your shoes a certain way, you never vary. You're not interested in any of those like elastic curly Q shoelaces that are real fun. They work great. Not interested. I can't hear it. Can't hear it. But it's comforting, I guess. Like, you know, the world's in chaos. Your city's in chaos. Your state's in chaos. Your country's in chaos. Your house is chaos. So, you know, that tying your shoes a certain way, or you know, however the way you do things is just comforting. I think I'm all about comforting, but I'm terrified of solidifying my behavior and my mental response to challenges. If this goes wrong, I'll respond to it exactly the same way, you know, expecting different outcomes or whatnot. Anyway, the reason I was thinking about this is I noticed I've been coming up with like a bunch of different ways to do things that I've done. I've done things a certain way for a really long time, and I've just like started just changing things just a little bit. Just not even for a reason, like say, oh, I think I could do this better or anything like that. I was just like, I'm just gonna do this different, you know, and see what that's like. There's one thing about like, so for instance, after I use some dishes, I put them in the dishwasher, but like as the more dishes you put in the dishwasher, you have to rearrange what you've already put in there to optimize. And I'm like, well, God, is this more work? And I'm like, well, no, yes, but also it's not dishes in the sink or dishes on the counter. It's not attracting ants. Like, there's like, it's just a different way, and it has like some, some negatives and some positives. Like life.